Hi everybody, I'm Bodhicitta Shannon. Let me go ahead and share my live on my story. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. I just want to talk on the eve of 4th of July, which is going to be fantastic because 4th of July is celebrating a renaissance, a revolution, I guess, and so Dharma-wise, it's where we stand for freedom and liberty and justice for all, and everyone is equal, and I really love that. So I want to talk about bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the intention of enlightened wisdom. It unifies wisdom and compassion. If you practice bodhicitta, then you're practicing wisdom and compassion. So what is wisdom? Wisdom means in all universes, this fabricated I as permanent does not exist. It's permanent. It's impermanent. It's always changing. Remember I gave you the example of like a waterfall? Like if you think waterfall, think that right now, waterfall. Well, you think that that's one thing. Well, no, it's not. It's constantly changing. In every single present moment, it's constantly changing. So in all universes, I does not exist. This is the definition of wisdom. 1, in all universes, this permanent ego clinging I does not exist. In all universes, I does not exist. 2, karma, the law of cause and effect, is infallible. So whenever we talk about karma is a quality of thinking, a quality of present moment thinking. So to define karma, I gotta turn off my notifications or they'll just ding the whole time. And I don't want them to go off, so I'm going to go on Do Not Disturb. There. Okay. So in, the unity of compassion and wisdom is bodhicitta. So what is wisdom? Wisdom is defined as, in all universes, I does not exist. Karma, the law of cause and effect, is infallible, and all beings have Buddha nature. So let's go back through those individually. So wisdom and compassion, the unity of wisdom and compassion is like the most pith instruction of bodhicitta. So wisdom means, wisdom is 3 qualities. 1, in all universes, this fabricated I does not exist. So the second aspect is, in all universes, I do not exist. Karma, the law of cause and effect, is infallible. So whenever we look at the present moment, we can define the present moment in 3 ways. The first 2 ways everybody knows about in the Buddhist tradition, hopefully. If not, welcome to my TikTok live, because it is, how do we define the present moment? I am always in the present moment. The past no longer exists. Unfortunately, we cannot get in a time machine and go backward. There's actually no linear time. We're always in the present moment, because that would make time something outside of your mind and a commodity that we always try to chase down and get. But time does not do that. So time is a function of mind. So I am single present moment thinking only. What is single present moment thinking? It is you. It is you, and it's all our form, feeling, notion, formation, and consciousness is the first way to define single present moment. If you wanted to look at one snapshot of the single present moment, you could investigate it through the lens of the 5 composites. The second way to investigate the single present moment is to investigate it over 3, what we call somethings. 3 present moments, 3 hours, 3 days, 3 years, 3 decades, 3 somethings, and then the farthest out you can go is 3 lifetimes. So that's the 12 interdependencies, or another way to say that is the 12 interdependent arisings. So again, I'm Bodhicitta Shannon, and then we're going over talking about bodhicitta, but in order to define bodhicitta, you have to define wisdom and compassion, because bodhicitta is the unity of wisdom and compassion. And bodhicitta is the intention of enlightened wisdom. Okay, so we just defined wisdom as, in all universes, this fabricated I does not exist. We think that we're permanent, but we're really very impermanent and constantly changing. And then in all universes, I does not exist. Karma, the law of cause and effect, is infallible. So in order to define karma, we have to think about our present moment thinking in the terms of the 5 composites. So the 5 composites are form, feeling, notion, formation, and consciousness. And under the umbrella of formation is this karma idea. So what is this karma idea? This karma idea can be defined in a myriad of ways, but not in this Western idea of something that's going to like suddenly happen to you or strike you down. Karma means the habit of thinking. If you ever wanted to really know and understand what karma means, just define it as the habit of my mind or the habit of thinking. Other ways that we can define it here and have it make sense, because karma is a Sanskrit word that has multiple functionalities, but in this specific existence, it says karma, the law of cause and effect, is infallible. It's one of the definitions of wisdom. It's one of the 3 parts of the definitions of wisdom. So in all universes, I does not exist. Karma, the law of cause and effect, is infallible. So karma means the habit of my mind, the habit of my thinking. Jesus, I'm just dinging. I put you on do not disturb. Do not disturb. Okay. So karma, the law of cause and effect, is infallible. It's one of the 5 composites under the formation category. Okay, so, or formating, movement, action, thinking is how they do that. Action thinking. But what it really means is the habit of my mind. How am I habituated? Well, we want to habituate ourselves in positive thinking. What's positive thinking? Renunciation, compassion, faith, love, and wisdom. What's negative thinking? Anger, jealousy, greed, pride, and ignorance. And each one of those has its own unique definitions that I don't have time to get into on TikTok Shop. Okay, so to define wisdom and compassion, because it's the unity of wisdom and compassion. So the last little definition of wisdom, which is in all universes I does not exist, karma, the law of cause and effect, is infallible, and all beings have Buddha nature. What does that mean? All beings have Buddha nature. All of them, from the littlest mosquito to the biggest elephant. Hi, everybody. Hi, I'm Bodhi Lama Shannon. I started practicing Dharma in 2003, and I went on my first 6-month retreat in 2008. And first 6 months. I've been on a 6-month or 3-month retreat every year since. Oh my God, you guys, something's dinging a lot, and I can't make it stop. Shh. Oh, maybe I just turned down my volume on my computer. I'm sitting in front of my computer. Every good Lama has a computer. Just kidding. I'm joking. Okay. I used to take all my notes by hand, but then in 2017 I switched over to a computer because you can't Google or whatever search. You can't search your notes on a piece of paper. So I had to take notes with a computer. Okay, Bodhicitta is the unity of compassion and wisdom, and it's the intention of enlightened wisdom. So wisdom is defined as in all universes, I does not exist, karma, the law of cause and effect, is infallible, and all beings have Buddha nature. So what is Buddha nature? The Buddha defined this as all beings naturally always want happiness and do not want suffering without having been taught that want. Nobody had to teach you to want happiness. Nobody had to teach you to not want suffering. Nobody had to teach you that. You just naturally gravitate to what you think is the cause of your happiness and what you think is the cause of your suffering. And this is where we go sideways, right? We're coming in hot and coming in sideways because the Buddha taught, we don't understand what is the causes of happiness and what is the causes of suffering. So the causes of our happiness are renunciation, compassion, faith, love, and wisdom. The causes of our suffering are anger, jealousy, greed, pride, and ignorance. So if you don't want to actually suffer in your life anymore, you have to decrease your anger, your jealousy, your greed, pride, and your ignorance. You have to increase your renunciation, compassion, faith, love, and wisdom. So that is, right now I'm from New Orleans, but I grew up in the deep South. But for the last basically 20 years, I've been living up in the Pacific Northwest, specifically in Oregon, which I love. I love both places equally. So I'm Bodhi Lama Shannon. I've been practicing Dharma since 2003. I went on my first 6-month retreat in 2008, and today we're talking about Bodhicitta, the unity of compassion and wisdom. And Bodhicitta is amazing. and something that you should aspire to cultivate your mind in, because it will change your life. We want a happy life. We want a turbulent, free life, right? I hate to tell you this, but it's always going to be a little turbulent. It's always going to be a little turbulent as long as your mind is turbulent. So meaning you're still roiling in anger, jealousy, greed, pride, and ignorance, and you haven't yet tamed and trained your mind in the sacred arts of the most profound Dharma practices of renunciation, compassion, faith, love, and wisdom. Bye, Karen. Thank you for jumping on. Oh, thanks. I feel like I have a little naivete. I'm a little naive. I think I carry that around with me my whole life. Even though I've had great challenges arise in my life, I still hold the hope, if you will. I hold the hope that there's good in the world, because there's good in me. And so if I can't find someone else that has a resonance, then I have to be that resonance of hope and love in the world, the beacon. I have to fly my banner high so that other beings can see it that also need hope. And I'm very happy to hold out the hope for you if you need someone to hold the hope for you in your life. Very happy to do that. So that was wisdom. That was the definition of wisdom. It's kind of complex, but really, if you think about it, it's quite simple. And then compassion is interesting. So renunciation is first in the list of positive thinking. So renunciation is inward facing, and most people jump on the Dharma path due to renunciation. Like they're having some horrible thing happen in their life, and they're like, God, I just don't want to suffer anymore. Tell me you haven't thought that, why is this happening to me? Why does this keep happening to me? I don't want to suffer anymore. So renunciation is always inward facing, like this. It's inward facing, and you're thinking, I don't want to suffer anymore. How can I not suffer anymore? Oh, I can practice compassion. I can practice love. I can shift the object of my focus onto something else now and have compassion. Oh, maybe they need compassion. So renunciation says, may I be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. But then you start to actually be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. And then you think, just like I don't want suffering, which is renunciation, I don't want other beings to suffer either. So that's compassion. So it's that same inward reflection that you have about yourself. And then you start to reflect it out, right? And you say, oh, just like I don't want suffering, I don't want other beings to suffer either. Right? So that's compassion. So the unity of wisdom and compassion is Bodhicitta. That is Bodhicitta. And so everyone should cultivate. Hi, I'm Bodhi Lama Shannon. I went on my first 6-month retreat in 2008. I've been practicing Dharma since 2003, but went on my first 6-month retreat in 2008 and subsequent 3 and 6-month retreats every year since. And so I'm so happy you guys are here to talk about Bodhicitta, which is the union of compassion and wisdom. And I'm actually about to have to go because my husband keeps blowing up my phone saying dinner's ready. So I got to go downstairs now. But I just want to jump on real quick on TikTok Live and say hi to everybody. And I hope that you're having a good day and that you've got really great plans for the 4th of July. We got our doggies a little kiddie pool, and we are going to be watching them freak out in the backyard with their little kiddie pool that they're going to love, hopefully. I am an artist. I've started learning watercolor, actually. It's quite happily stressful. I don't know how to say that because it's not as easy as it looks, and there's a lot of really cool techniques. So, yes. I like you very much, too. I know my inner wisdom light is radiating to all the universes. So I bless you. I hope that you have an amazing 4th of July and celebrate freedoms and liberty and justice for all. And don't look at what you see in the news. Americans are really good-hearted people. So I love you. So Bodhicitta is the unity of compassion and wisdom. Compassion means that you don't want other beings to suffer, and you recognize that the causes of suffering are anger, jealousy, greed, pride, and ignorance. And then wisdom is, in all universes, I does not exist. Karma, the law of cause and effect, is infallible. and all beings have Buddha nature. So that is the summation of my teaching, and I hope that you all have a beautiful night and have a really amazing 4th of July. And I think, hold on, I'm going to do one thing before I go. Confirm. Whenever people are mean in the comments, they automatically get blocked. So, bye everybody. I love you. Bye-bye. See you later, alligators. After a while, crocodiles. All right. Yes, thank you. Bye. I saw you. Bye-bye, everybody. I'll be back on live probably tomorrow for 4th of July. Okay, bye. You can push the little heart up at the top and join, so it'll notify you when I'm on if you want to learn more Dharma practice. So just tap the little heart up at the top here, and then it'll notify